Bagfuel, baby.
I got a real question for you that's off the scientific or of the grid,
yeah,
right?
we didn't jump straight in.
I'm going
Right.
all over the.
Look,
You got
What made you refine your speech? Because you used to talk differently.
You know what? It's
I've
funny.
been wanting to ask you that, and I'm gonna tell you this because when I started doing this, me and my wife used to argue about the way I talk.
Yeah.
But she's Muslim.
Yeah.
And she used to give me a shit. And I'm like, this nigga say understand me all the time. What is you talking about? I said, you gonna listen to this nigga because he's Muslim. He say understand me every fucking time every time I hear him talking, and you giving me grief?
Yeah.
So I wanted to start with that question, bro.
No, listen. It's funny.
And how did you do it?
First, I didn't realize it at first.
Mm-hmm.
It's a filler word, right? Coming from Oakland, we say it a lot, but I didn't realize how much I was saying it. So another filler word I might utilize, right? You feel me? It's a direction. What it's really doing is giving your brain enough time to think. Most of the time, we don't need, my brain is fast. So while I'm saying you understand me, that's a filler word. It don't require me to think that my brain is coming up with the next thought.
Yeah.
Instead, all you have to do is pause. Right? Instead of a filler word, you just pause, you think, and then you speak. So when people made me hella cognitive, I'm writing a book about communication mastery called High Level Conversations Only. And as I was studying it, I realized some of my unconscious behaviors, right? But they made me so conscious of it that I became so aware of it that I started cutting it down. I'm not doing it intentionally, to be honest.
No, we all
I
have
didn't
our
even realize
mechanisms.
it.
Yeah.
Well, I didn't intentionally cut it all the way out, but I wasn't also intentionally doing it. But when I became aware of it, I had more control of it.
Gotcha.
Right? And so now people be asking me to say it again, and I ain't realizing I'm not saying it. Because I watched the episode with Billy Carson, I said, God damn, boy, you say you understand me every 5 seconds.
Yeah.
So we probably gonna put out a new edition with No You Understand Me's in it. You understand me? You know what I'm talking about?
How were you watching game tape, or were there things to show you where you're?
Yeah, you know, when I speak a lot of times, man, I be streaming, you feel me? So I don't even hear myself all the way until I go back and then I rewatch. Sometimes I'm like, damn, that boy was cooking. And then sometimes like, man, you said this too many times.
Yeah.
You better than me. I never watch myself.
Yeah, no, it's
Everybody
good.
tells me I need
you call
to.
it game tape.
Yeah,
like that's what
it's
it
game
is.
tape.
You feel me? Like as a communicator, if you make yourself aware of it, subconsciously you gonna start fixing and editing these little things. You feel me? So for me now, it's intentional though. It's like if I stop and I pause and I speak, it's called walking while talking, right? So
Yeah.
one of the things in the book we speak upon this idea that when most people speak, they running. So it's like if you
It's like run on fast.
and if you imagine like a little person in your head and that person is running while they talking, you meet somebody, they hella excited to meet you, they can't gather their words. That's because they not controlling their breath. So what I tell people a lot of times, visualize yourself walking before you speak. So you got to get the jitters out. And once you visualize yourself walking, then you start speaking the steps. So now I'm speaking step by step. Each particular pause, whether it's a microsecond or not, is giving your brain time to think and gain a rhythm. If you try to run and talk, right, what that's going to sound like?
Clumsiness.
And that's exactly how people
And
sound.
breathy and all this other stuff, but you
Exactly.
can't get it out.
And that's how people sound when they're excited. They're erratic, right? Their heart rate is pumping. Their breath is erratic, and now they can't control their speech. So for me, especially now, I'm speaking to very intelligent, highly intelligent people. It's more intelligent to just allow the silence to fill the gap, right? Because the silence also lets you, the person that's listening know you said something of importance. Then you stop and you put a pin on it, and now they're forced to process what you said versus you kept running on over that point. So the goal is, how can you say less, right, and make it mean more, right? In rap, I think somebody who does a very good job is like Kendrick Lamar. Everything he says almost has a meaning.
Because you from California.
No, it ain't even from that, man.
Come
It ain't even that, man.
Yo, even down to the Muslim community, they like, yo, Kendrick Lamar.
Turn the TV off, turn the TV off.
Turn the TV off. Kendrick Lamar,
You
yo,
feel
this
me?
is crazy.
But why you feel that way though?
No, because
break
he
it-
don't waste words.
Okay.
Nah, he don't.
Here's the thing, whether you think he means his triple, quadruple entendres, he gets people to think. He don't waste no words. Everything he says has a meaning. It's calculated, right? So he doesn't have to say as much as somebody else. He'll figure out a double entendre that means 3 things. So instead of saying those 3 things, he'll say one thing that means 3, right? So he's very meaningful in everything that he says. That shows a strategic mind. Because oftentimes it's not that you're even trying to do it, it's just how you start thinking.
Thank you. I'm about to say, go on.
So Kendrick Lamar is a perfect and prime example of not wasting the opportunity of the moment, right? What can I say? You go to the Super Bowl, I'm sure every single word, every gesture, everything was calculated down to a T. And that also shows you a team around as well. So when your team start thinking like that, down to what color you go wear, right? How you go design yourself, because design creates interaction. So now you force how other people perceive you by designing everything that you do intentionally and not leaving anything up, right, to interpretation, or leaving enough room for interpretation so that people assume and it forces people to talk about it. Because sometimes that's the mastery, right? It's in marketing, it's like called phenomenology. It's like I think it was Supreme did a good job, Obey did a good job at this, where you put out an idea, don't tell people what it means. So now everybody talking about this. Is this a cult? Like, what does this mean? Is this? Now everybody starts applying their own meaning to it. So now they personalize your brand to them. So now they connected to it. So now whatever idea that they connect to it, they're wearing that brand to connect to that idea. It's very smart. And I think that his team over there at PG Lang, I think they do a good job at real intentional. And I'm probably, not every verse is like that. He probably gives somebody a verse where he just vibing. But recently, especially, he ain't making no mistakes with it.
Your tactics, go.